Before I get the video started, I just wanted to say thank you for the support. Every time I get a new comment on a video or a new subscriber for the channel, it really does bring me some much needed joy. And as a thank you, I just wanted to share a quote that I found that helped me get through some difficult days. And I hope that this can help you get through those difficult days too. There's the way it is, and there's the way it all seems. And I'm willing to bet that 99% of your problems are based on the way it all seems. So what you should do is find yourself a friend that you trust, and ask them every once in a while when it all seems funny, "Hey, how is it?" And trust them when they tell you. It's alright. It's alright. Because the way it all seems will get you. Hang in there. Hello. Okay, we are just a little bit late to the party for recording. I thought I was recording at the start, but I guess I wasn't. So here we are. We are doing a plus 16 theater with the Keystone Adventure setup. The new Keystone Adventure setup, I should say. So we just have one legendary on. And yeah, we're kind of dying, so I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to play the game. Yeah, you can pause it here if you want to see the gear I'm wearing. You have a 190 Lego, just one Lego, and it's the Unity, so I think that's how I'm going to do most of the Keystone Adventure setups. This is a 16 Theater of Pain on Tyrannical, Sanguine, and Storming. You're not line of sighting these very well, so I'm just going to keep the Hunter nice and healthy. I still have a Lay on Hands to use if anything gets dicey. Otherwise, just using the Necrolord ability mixed with like wings or other things is usually healing plenty enough. I'm gonna pop wings right at the start of this boss. Oh, unlucky. Get to BRS him soon, but not yet. That banner is still very healthy as well. We just keep the Hunter full HP and die. Okay, we res here. Everything's back to normal as long as we don't have another death. Nice wings proc right before this banner spawns. And put my Light's Hammer in the middle because that's where the boss is going to jump. Holy moly, that actually hurts so bad. Use a defensive on that one next time. And then here, I really don't need to focus on healing very much. I mostly just need to be doing damage to the boss, and I just kind of passively heal with my Holy Power Spenders. We're wanting to go for Wings procs anyways, because they're more beneficial. So I can just pretty much generate Holy Power on the boss, and then spend Holy Power on players. And that will get them all healed up before the next big damage happens, which is pretty much every stomp, unless people are making mistakes here. The only other thing that could be potentially dangerous. So we press wings and then got a proc right after, so that was really good. Helping kill this banner, putting Holy Shocks into it. Light's Hammer towards the middle of the room again, but I want to keep the banner in it since it's not dead yet. That way when the boss jumps, he's still in the Light's Hammer. Still haven't used my defensives, so that's an improvement point we need to make. And even here, for instance, I'm just putting like Holy Shocks and all that stuff into the boss for the most part, and then just using my Holy Power Spenders to heal any damage that has happened to the group. We didn't use it again. I'm getting too distracted. Sack the Hunter there. Not get out of that. The 2 players going down for PvP will get full healed. All we need to do is just make sure the hunter's full HP before the next leap. And I will defensive this one. I'm being aware of it, and I'm going to press my defensive right now. Pressing defensive. There it is. Run away from that. Still hitting the banner with some ranged abilities. I start healing everybody just to make sure everyone's healthy. Ideally, I would have healed everybody a little bit sooner, just in case any mistakes happen there, but that's alright. And then we basically just kill boss here and ignore that banner. I can still put consecration down in between both the boss and the banner just for a little bit of extra padding. See, the demon hunter gets the idea. Freedom here. Run out. Good to go. Going next. Ultharok. We didn't use Lust there. That's why that boss felt a little bit long. And we'll just take this banner now. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna wait until after this first pull and then we'll take banner. Here I'm gonna Aura Mastery early. I'm gonna pop my personal because they like to target the healer a lot for some reason. Because of healer aggro. And then if they were still healthy and we were still fighting them and they didn't all just die right there, I would use Bubble after that Aura Mastery and defensive wears off. And you can also rotate them the other way, so you could use like Bubble and then save Aura Mastery and personal for after your bubble expires, something like that. Or you can like Bubble Aura Mastery and then use your personal when those things expire, when your bubble expires. So here I'm gonna bubble. We are pulling more souls than we did last time. Light's Hammer here. Some healing. I'm gonna blind these to interrupt them so that they move out of the Sanguine. Go. Last one. Use my Necrolord ability as we go into this, and then make sure everyone's nice and full HP. We are not getting a curse dispel, so I use Hand of Sacrifice on the person with the curse. He has Karma going too, so that's really good. That'll keep him healthy. Karma's kind of OP. Now look at all that Karma damage too. Gonna save my wings for the nastier Portal Guardian pull that's coming up. Here we just Arcane Torrent to get rid of those shields. Okay, and then this is the nasty pull, so we have our personal. We need to like check. What I do every time before I come into this pull is I check everything I have available. So I have wings, which I'm using immediately on pull. I have Aura Mastery coming up. I have my Hodge. We have Bop. We have personal. So I'm gonna personal here. I'm gonna dispel the hunter. Gonna bop the player with the debuff because it just gives some damage reduction from conduits. And then we can Hodge the Soulbinder. And then if we need to, we could follow up like an Aura Mastery here, but I think we're good to go to not use Aura Mastery. But if like that, for instance, that pull were lasting longer, or if like the Soul Guardian or the Portal Guardian got stuck in the Sanguine and healed to full health, I would pop Aura Mastery for the next Soul Storm, stuff like that. Just all about planning ahead. And like this pull, we don't need any healing CDs whatsoever, but we do... Oh, we're skipping over here. Okay, this we will definitely want a healing CD for. This is a very nasty pull. We will Aura Mastery early here. Not going to dispel the tank with the debuff. I'm instead going to dispel a DPS or a healer that gets the debuff, because they are going to be in way more danger than a tank who gets the debuff, especially because he has an Incarn going. Cool, that was a very easy pull. Now we skip. Now we go. Same thing here. We need to assess what we have, so I have personal and not much else. Personal, lay on hands, and sack. So we're going to go into this. The tank's going to get the first debuff. We ignore it and don't dispel it. We hodge the Soulbinder just to reduce how much damage is happening to the group. We insta-dispel the Hunter, since that's the second debuff. And it's on a player who actually can die from it. The Monk can diffuse his debuff, but if that doesn't happen, that's okay. We will dispel the DH here, because he has the longer duration debuff between the Monk and the DH. And we will dispel the Hunter, and we're like, dispelling on cooldown on these pulls with the Soulbinders is the most important thing by far. By making sure you dispel, you buy yourself a lot of extra time as far as healing goes. Because that's what is the main thing that's going to be doing damage to people on this platform, or any platform that has a Soulbinder on it, is those debuffs. And you don't want to waste your first dispel on the tank, for instance, because the tank's never going to really be in danger from dying to that, unless you're playing with like a prot warrior, which in that case you can definitely dispel tank. But if you're playing with a Guardian Druid and they happen to die to it, then next time you know that maybe you should just dispel them. So it's all just a matter of your own personal experience of like what works and what doesn't. Just because I don't dispel the tank doesn't mean that's necessarily the right choice. Just what I do, and I'm just explaining my reasoning why. We wings right away on this boss. We dispel Hunter, leave the debuff on the tank, same concept. The debuff on the tank is a lot less dangerous than the debuff on a DPS. Same thing for this boss with the debuff on the healer. Like if it goes on me, I can keep myself alive really well with my personal, my bubble, my health pot, because I know I'm going to use it, compared to not knowing if other people are going to use theirs. And also we have conduits that make us do like a little bit of extra healing to ourselves. So like here I'll dispel the Monk, and I'll personal, and then I'll health pot. That was definitely scary because of my item level, so next time I'll probably dispel myself, or I'll bubble. I guess that's the right choice. And technically the Monk can diffuse, but because he didn't diffuse that debuff earlier, that's why I dispelled him, is because like I'm going to assume that he's not going to use diffuse how we might want him to. We bubble and dispel the tank here. I think that was the wrong choice, just thinking back on it real quick, because the tank isn't going to be in danger from that debuff very often, and he has all his defensives up still. So we could have saved our bubble there for like a more dangerous part of the fight that's going to come up. Something like that. I'm going to Aura Mastery this, because this is the nasty overlap where they have these debuffs and then we immediately get two of the souls here. So I'm going to dispel myself. DH has Blur and Meta going, so he's going to be pretty healthy. We also have Sack and Lay on Hands if he gets in any danger. I, on the other hand, didn't really have too much to heal myself, and because of my item level, it's a little scary keeping the debuff on myself. Gonna wings here, gonna kind of play catch up. Dispel the Hunter immediately, very much in danger. Get the group nice and healthy here. We still have Sack, we still have Lay on Hands, so now I'm going to be looking to use those. Especially because we have not used them yet. Here comes another set of debuffs. Dispel the Hunter, sack the Monk in case he doesn't diffuse. Nice, we did get a diffuse, that's really good. Cool. And that's okay that we use sack there, because we were just doing it as like a kind of preemptive measure. I could have waited a few seconds, but I think it's better to just use it, because either way the boss is going to die, and like I still have Lay on Hands, I still have Bop, I still have so many things to, like, resources to pull through. So we are very, very good. Dispel Hunter immediately there. Like, I literally didn't even use a global there. I was sitting there waiting for the debuffs to come out, because even letting one tick of damage go through is, like, detrimental to the Hunter's survivability, because he had the Draw Soul and the Phantasmal Parasite, so it's, like, really, really dangerous. Monk's Spirit's gonna run around like crazy, so we lay on hands. There we go. No one dies. Definitely could have let the monk die there, just because the fight's over anyways, but I wanted to prove a point that we could keep the whole party alive no matter what. Now we're going to... where are we going? Gourd Chop is the last one? Yeah, looking pretty good on time. Everything's going smoothly, and this is where it all goes downhill, is this room right here. Our job is going to be to just help kick things. I'm going to blind here in a second. Blind now, because that cast is about to go off from the Sludge Spewer. It's going to be really hard to keep up on everything. Gonna try to... nope, we didn't hodge the right target. I wanted to hodge that... what is it called? Devour Flesh, but we missed. That's okay, everything's kind of insta-dying because of monk stuff. Actually very impressed by all that. Wait, you need to grab banner. Not this banner, right? I don't know if that was an accident or if he decided he wanted to save it. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't make him mad. So our goal as a healer in this wing should be to stop the butchers from casting Devour Flesh. So because I don't have the conduit, I have to kind of pre-cast Turn Evil here. Right there, we just got it. Just barely. Usually you run the conduit and then you can just like insta-Turn Evil them as like instant crowd control. But yeah, interrupting Devour Flesh with Blinding Light, Hodge, and Turn Evil. That's going to be what you want to do. Because Devour Flesh, I think, in Pugs is probably the most common thing that doesn't get interrupted. Because people aren't aware of how it works or what it does. So like here, we'll hodge the first Devour Flesh that happens. The chops we don't worry about, we just let those go through. So there's Devour Flesh, we hodge it. The next one we can blind. I am going to grab all these little guys though real quick. And now, since we didn't use our blind there, we can use it right there for the Withering Discharge, which it looks like we got 2 of them with it, so that's like really, really good. And then now what we can focus on interrupting is the Diseased Horror, because it does the Meat Shield cast, so I'm just going to pre-cast a few Turn Evils here. And it's not going to cast it, so I'm just going to let it finish casting. Oh, now it goes off, of course, dude. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I was looking at the wrong nameplate, I thought it was dying. Spell the tank a little more. I'm missing out on that. Looks like we might just be pulling all this stuff, yeah. Okay, then we wings here. A little scary. Same thing, we're just interrupting the disease, or the Putrid Butcher. The Devour Flesh, so the first one I will hodge. There it is, we hodge it. The next one we will try to Turn Evil. Going to Aura Mastery here, because this is pretty dangerous, honestly. And I've got the Chop on me, so I'm just going to bubble. Going to pre-cast a Turn Evil on him. There we go, we got it. Getting a little scary, so I'm going to... my Necrolord ability. Keep everybody nice and healthy here. Oh, I didn't notice the Butcher was still alive. Our flesh went off. Unlucky. See, like, me preventing 2 of those Devour Fleshes, it lets it die at the same time. Like, if I wouldn't have interrupted those, we would still right now be fighting the Butcher. Because that's, like, how much... it just heals for so much, and I think it scales with key level, so it just keeps healing itself forever. It's really obnoxious, and it can be really deadly to the tank, because it actually does a lot of damage. Okay, this boss is definitely... oh boy, yep. Okay, so you can bop when people get hit by the chains. But I definitely wasted that bop there because I didn't think about dying, which means we get the heal for 10 seconds, so those chains didn't actually matter whatsoever because the would just out-heal the chain debuff. But that is okay, we make mistakes. So if people get hit by chains, all I really have is sack now, and other than that, it's just healing them. So we have to be very careful because that's actually not very good. Definitely wasted bop there. Not ideal. My goal here with low eye level is just to keep the group as full HP as possible. So I'm just playing whack-a-mole when people get hit by like the chains, or when people get hit by the ads that jump around the room. I am just like instantly trying to full heal anybody who takes damage. Especially because we're good on time. Like if we weren't good on time, I'd be probably thinking a little bit differently, but we have like so much time to complete this dungeon. Because it's literally just this boss and the next boss and we're done. We don't even have to do any more trash at all. There's another chain hit, so we'll sack that one. That's what we talked about earlier that we have left. And then now if someone gets hit by a chain, we have Aura Mastery basically. So if someone gets hit by a chain, we can just use Aura Mastery as kind of like a pseudo defensive for them. Which will be useful because it is like 20% DR. So definitely still good. Now I also have Lay on Hands if someone gets hit by the chain. I'm gonna let myself die to this so we can go upstairs and get the shortcut for everybody. Because if you release, you like instantly get into the middle of the room and can fly up. So it just cuts down some time. It's like it's technically worth the trade-off of losing 5 seconds on the timer to get up here faster if you're in a hurry or something like that, but otherwise it's not that big of a deal. Eat some food. Man, this build sucks. We have so much crit, no haste at all, and then just like a oddly even amount of mastery and versatility. Pretty funny.
At long last, a worthy contender.
Alright, here we go. Last boss. Lights hammer, wings on pull. We're just doing damage. Not overly concerned with healing. Essentially the way we heal as Necrolord, because you want to just always be fishing for wing sprocs if you're running Awakening, you just always... You can build on the boss, so you like use Crusader Strike and Holy Shock on the boss, and then you just spend on players to heal them, because you're like, no matter what, you're spending with Word of Glory and Light of Dawn anyways, because you want to reduce the cooldown of your wings, you want to get wings procs, like especially as Necrolord, because you just get so many wings procs with your Vanquisher's Hammer stuff. That should just always be the goal. So like if the party's not taking very much damage, you just build on the boss by just using Holy Shocks on the boss and stuff. And then you can just still spend to do any extra healing you need to do. And even when you don't need to do healing, it's still more worth it to just fish for wings procs as Necrolord, because of how many wings procs you can get. You can get so much uptime on wings. So it's just always worth it. And then once, like, obviously if you're playing with your tier set, I'm not, but if you're playing with your tier set, it just makes it even more worth it to go for wings procs. I think Yummy TV once said in a video that I saw, he said, I give myself any excuse I can to try to get wings procs. Holy moly, that hurt. You were not paying attention. That should have been a defensive right there. I'm taking it too... I think like this is too easy, and I am getting way too comfortable with the key. And I need to... this key level is going to check my gear real quick if I don't respect it. Here we Aura Mastery, or did I already? Oh yeah, I must have already Aura Mastered. I must have done it when I panicked. Alright, what do we still have? Still have my bubble, still have my bop, my lay on hands, my sack. Yeah, we're looking good. We're still fine. So when this next Grasping Earth comes out, I will go ahead and sack the hunter and bubble myself so that I don't have to worry about moving. Light's Hammer, we're doing some damage. Hunter alive. Defensive here. Step away. Hodge my ad because it's far away and I can't interrupt it. And then we can follow it up with the blind when it breaks out of the Hodge. And now boss is dead. Cool, that was a fun key. I think the goal with this is I'm going to keep doing Keystone adventures from time to time every week when I'm kind of bored. And then we will try to see how far we can get. Maybe try to do some like 20s and stuff even in this gear. And just see what we can accomplish and just kind of gradually push ourselves a little bit higher in terms of key level. And I'll try like different healers and stuff. And then, yeah, about it. So thank you for watching. See you later.